Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here in this nice shady area. So I'd like to welcome everybody here, and if you could all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What I'd like to do now is just observe a moment of silence for all of our troops that are serving us all around the world and those who have fallen before them. Thank you so much. All right, good morning, everybody. Anybody that doesn't want to continue standing, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a bunch of seats up front. You don't have to be an elected official. You can just, if you're over the age of older than Brian Nelson, you can, however, over 30 years old, you can come sit in one of these seats. So we are here to commemorate the opening of a project that, quite honestly, is 30 years in the making. And there have been so many community leaders that have touched this project in one way or another. And I can't acknowledge them all, but what I would like to do is have all of the elected or formerly elected officials that are with us today stand and be recognized, please. Without the vision and leadership and collaboration of all of you, this project would not have been possible. And thank you all for making the Wekiva Parkway a reality. In just a few moments, we are going to open 5 miles of expressway. It was very beautiful driving in on that road. I might just drive up here to Apopka to drive on the Wekiva Parkway because it's such a beautiful road and scenic. But it's going to improve travel options for everybody in this area, for communities and schools and commercial areas, places of worship, our world-renowned tourist destinations, and many other employment centers. And I will tell you this, it is impossible to overstate the economic impact of this project. That's something that Laura and our entire agency is particularly proud of, supporting local businesses and developing transportation infrastructure. And if there is one thing in our community that I think singularly is most important for our future, it's developing the transportation infrastructure that allows goods to move around, allows our people to move around, and improves our quality of life in terms of not being stuck in congestion all of the time. This project has already provided thousands of people with paychecks, and direct and indirect jobs resulting from the construction are only the beginning. Opens up a little bit of areas for development up this way, Mayor. What do you think about that? I think I'd do some annexations if I were you guys. Just saying. I saw something in the paper about that, so I'm not familiar with that. But I'm honored to have the opportunity to be part of the Expressway Board and serve with all of my colleagues on this board that was reorganized and reinvigorated and now includes Brevard County as we make it an even more regional approach. And the 5-year work plan is fantastic. And the staff at the Expressway Authority is doing a wonderful job, so you can be proud of your Expressway Authority. With that, I want to congratulate everybody that had anything to do with this project whatsoever, and I'd like to call on Orange County Mayor Jacobs.
All right, the mic didn't pick that up, but Mayor Dyer said he was kidding about the annexation. But I want to offer up all the enclaves. So, thank you. Well, Mayor Dyer, thank you, and good morning. I'm thrilled to be here with all of you all this morning. And I'm especially thrilled when I think about how hard we all worked and how many years I think so many of us thought this was just never going to happen. I remember my earliest days as a county commissioner when I was invited by Mayor Crotty to serve as the county's representative on the Wekiva River Basin Commission under the leadership of then Senator Lee Constantine. I remember our first meeting, he asked me if I was going to be a troublemaker for him. And and that's a true story. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you, Commissioner Constantine, about the time I was a troublemaker. But I'll get to that in just a minute. And how Tanya Wilder, is Tanya here? Oh, super. It's how Tanya and I teamed up to be troublemakers. So I'll tell that story in just a minute. But let me thank the Expressway Authority and everyone that's here today for making this happen. I know everybody that's here is either here because they've had an integral role or because they desperately need this road. And there's probably very few of us that don't share both thoughts. This is just invaluable to our economic growth and our development, but it's also it's an incredibly precious corridor because it's one of the few times that you see government take care of both the drivers, the people, that environment, as well as the natural environment, and that was so important in this process. And Senator Constantine, you championed that like nobody else could. And it's one of the few times we actually saw the environmental community, the development community, the economic community, and the political leadership. Great to have you with us, sir. All of y'all come together to make that a reality. With that said, let me tell you a little story about two people that should be here being recognized. One of them is down there, Tanya Wilder, and the other is Senator Gardner, who I don't believe is here with us. Senator Gardner here with us today? Well, when I first became mayor and I joined the Expressway Authority, I realized that we didn't have the money to build this road. The expectation out of the state was the Expressway Authority was going to assume the entire cost of the final completion of the Wekiva Parkway, and we flat did not have the money. And the segment that the DOT is building was not going to be financially viable as an expressway project. So Tanya took the lead on calling a meeting with then Senator Constantine. Then Senator Gardner. The two of us met with Senator Gardner. It was one of those meetings where you break some eggs and have some real conversations. And we walked out of there with Senator Gardner saying, exactly how much money do you need and when do you need it? And because of that meeting, we were able to forge the financial agreement with the state. So I want to recognize Senator Gardner, who's not here today to be acknowledged, and I want to recognize Tanya Wilder, who then served as a member of the Expressway Authority. And we did, and now serves as a member of Mayor Dyer's team. Good choice there. And so, Senator Constantine, we did make some trouble. And with that said, I just want to thank everyone else who played a crucial role. I am so excited about this day and the fact that in the not too distant future, we will actually have a completed beltway, something that is going to be a game changer for our region, allowing people to move around instead of just through, opening up economic opportunities for all of Orange County, especially West Orange County. God bless. Oh. And now let me introduce one of my colleagues and a dear friend and a great leader in Seminole County, Commissioner Brenda Carey.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, as I was driving out here this morning out State Road 46, I was reminiscing about all the day trips that my family used to take. We moved to Seminole County in 1957, and I-4 wasn't open yet, and so most of our trips were on the two lanes, as we so called them, like State Road 434, 436, or 50. Because we lived in Sanford, many of them started by driving west on State Road 46. We'd go to Rock Springs, Mount Dora, Lake Dora, many wonderful places that were out on the west side of Central Florida. Since most cars were not air-conditioned back then, when you ventured out on the two lanes, you had the windows down, a warm Florida breeze blowing through your hair, and everybody was singing, "She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes." And when we went to Kissimmee, we had to pack a lunch. So from my perspective, I can truly appreciate the magnitude of what today's ceremony actually means, not just to Seminole County, but to all of the people who live and visit in Central Florida. The opening of this 5-mile section of the Wekiva Parkway moves our region closer to the completion of a Central Florida beltway and heralds a transformative effect that transportation infrastructure has on society. So today is the start of a new chapter in the story of a regional connectivity, with only a few more chapters to go before this story is actually completed. In a few more years, I hope to join you all here again to celebrate the completion of the project, which has been talked about, designed, redesigned, talked about some more for the last 30 years. The Parkway story is truly a story of perseverance and collaboration. I am fortunate to have been appointed by 3 governors to serve on the Wekiva River Basin Commission with my colleague, Commissioner Constantine, and that organization has played such a vital role in protecting the river basin's habitat while helping move this project forward. As a representative from Seminole County, I am thrilled to be part of an awesome organization whose oversight and decision-making went into building this, one of the largest infrastructure projects in the state of Florida. I want to call out a special thanks to Laura Kelly and her team. They worked diligently to pursue and secure a $193.7 million TIFIA loan at a low rate of 1.23%, one of the lowest in history. And we have a representative from the United States Transportation Department here. Thank you for being here this morning and helping us to get that loan secured. Laura, would you and your friends, your staff, just wave and be recognized? This has not only allowed us to accelerate these projects, but also to save the citizens over $260 million in the process. So today we are seeing the rewards of sound financial stewardship. With the opening of the first CFX built sections, we will be providing Central Floridians with additional choices and greater convenience so they can go about their daily travels. I'm especially proud that Central Florida Expressway Authority is making sure that this parkway was built as it was originally envisioned, with unprecedented protections for wildlife and other natural resources around the Wekiva River. By next spring, we will close the gap between Kelly Park Road and State Road 46, offering drivers more expeditious connections to Apopka, Mount Dora, and Sanford. We wouldn't be here today without the regional collaboration that went into developing the Parkway plans. Over the years, state, local, regional agencies, environmental groups, businesses, and residents contributed countless hours and gave crucial input to the design in order to deliver a world-class beltway that minimizes environmental impacts. To conserve natural habitat, over 3,400 acres were purchased along the Parkway corridor. Portions of the Parkway will be elevated to provide wildlife crossings and decrease wetland impacts. To preserve recreation opportunities along the Wekiva River, we agreed to minimize the interchange and sought guidance from the National Park Service. I'm honored to work with many of you on this project to bring this expressway to life, to meet the demands of future generations to come. With the opening of this section of Wekiva Parkway, Central Floridians can begin traveling a road paved with good intentions, and boy, will they have a great ride. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Lake County Commissioner Sean Parks.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning. I am very honored to be able to do this morning as one of the newest. I was the newest, but now we have Brevard County, one of the newest members to the CFX Governing Board. So it is an absolute privilege and honor to be able to do this today. You know, I heard, I keep hearing in the news all this stuff about Elon Musk's Hyperloop, and I'm pretty impressed with that. And we don't have a Hyperloop here yet, but this is pretty cool. This is pretty impressive that we're doing this this morning, being able to be here this morning and for this grand opening. When the parkway is completed, Central Floridians will enjoy a 112-mile beltway that connects communities, shopping centers, theme parks, and a multitude of employment centers. In short, this is going to provide great regional connectivity for us, especially in Lake County. And I want to just take a moment to, if you could raise your hand if you're from Lake County, if you live in Lake County, just raise your hand. See, we've got a lot of people here from Lake County that are joining us this morning. The City of Eustis, City of Mount Dora is here as well. We have 3 commissioners from Lake County that are here as well. So thank you all for coming out this morning. This is going to provide great relief along Highway 441 and State Road 46, the traffic relief that I know many of us have been talking about for months, for years. But the project, I want to speak a minute about the economic impact again. The project will have a major economic impact on our area and the entire region, creating nearly 36,000 jobs by the end of 2021. That's impressive. Here in Lake County alone, the Parkway will play a major role in future development plans, particularly in the Mount Dora and East Lake areas. Lake County has been working closely with the City of Mount Dora to plan the Wolf Branch Innovation District, an employment-based and economic development area strategically located to take advantage of the Wekiva Parkway and improvements along State Road 46. And we have Mayor Jerome that has joined us this morning from Mount Dora. It is anticipated that the Wolf Branch Innovation District will include a wide range of land uses, including commercial, light industrial, and retail. Our motorists will be able to access the parkway at the State Road 46 East Round Lake Road and State Road 46 east of Camp Challenge Road. The parkway is designed to improve safety and reduce collisions between vehicles and wildlife along State Road 46. It will also include 3 expansive wildlife bridges totaling 7,700 feet in length and provide safe passage for wildlife between the beautiful habitats that we have out here. In line with Lake County's focus on natural resources, we are rural Florida, real close, I will add, and the quality of life, the parkway will feature a 10-mile multi-use path along several sections, providing a recreational trail crossing the Wekiva River. The Parkway Trail is considered a linchpin in a growing trail network, including extensions of the West Orange and Seminole Wekiva Trails and the planned Lake Wekiva Trail. If you're a fan of trails, let's have a round of applause, right? A lot of fans of trails. We are grateful for this collaboration between the Florida Department of Transportation, Mary Brooks, thank you very much for what you do. And of course, CFX, all the staff, I want to thank you very much for all the hard work. And I know this is going to have a tremendous positive effect on Lake County, but really our whole region. So thank you. And now it is my privilege and honor to be able to introduce former Senator, now Commissioner Lee Constantine. Excuse me.
Hi, everybody. My fellow commissioners and the mayor have pretty much said everything that needs to be said about this parkway today. But the memories that are in this underpass and under this tent has me a little emotional today. I knew that because they're all so, prepared that we wouldn't have to talk about the mileage and the importance of this parkway. So what I did was I pulled out of the mothballs the final Wekiva River Basin Coordinating Committee report, done and finished in February of 2004. And I just want to read a few things about this. I want to thank someone that hasn't been mentioned today, and that was the man that had the foresight and for our ever love and respect, I remember the day that Governor Bush called me up and said, Lee, I'm going to appoint you chairman of this commission, and I'm going to appoint 28 people, and your only job is to get a unanimous agreement. And if you don't recall, and I will tell you in a minute, but I am very sorry, sir. I have never been accused of that before. I love that. Okay, I'm telling you that I'm giving credit to another person that set up this executive order back in 2003, and with this, Governor Bush said, appointed the Wekiva River Basin Commission Coordinating Committee on July 1, 2003 by Executive Order 2003-112 to build upon the recommendations of the Wekiva Basin Area Task Force through a cooperative, coordinated effort by local, state, and regional government agencies and governments and agencies and affected interest change to protect the natural resources. The executive order directs the committee to present the report to the governor and the Department of Community Affairs. In the back of this picture, in the back of this report, is a picture. I see a few members of the board here today. Fred, we were much younger. This is the picture of the report that we finalized in February after 14 meetings, 10-hour-a-day meetings through the months of August through February of 2003 and 2004. This report brought forth 17 recommendations, which were then put into statute. The 2004 Wekiva Parkway and Protection Act. I believe, Buddy, you were also a senator at the time and voted for it. And it was unanimous in both the Senate and the House of Representatives. The final report, I failed. It was 27-1. But the Sentinel at the time called it a political miracle that we were able to forge this consensus to build a road and protect the river. Build the road and protect the river. I just feel that it's important that those folks that were on the final report and the original appointees are mentioned. Many of them are names that you all remember. Some of them are no longer with us. Some of them have moved on to many other places. In addition to me, Colleen Castile, Vice Chairman, Secretary, Department of Environmental Protection. Bill Pataglia, who is still on the Wekiva River Basin Commission that we have today, as well as Commissioner Carey. Charles Bronson, Commissioner Osceola County, or at the time, Department of Agriculture and Consumer Affairs. Representative Fred Brummer. Thank you, Fred. It's good to see you here today. Dennis David, Florida Fish and Wildlife. Pedro Diaz Borbon, citizen of Apopka. Vivian Garfine, Department of Environmental Protection. Sandra Glenn, former commissioner of Seminole County, but at the time the executive director of the East Central Florida Regional Planning Council. Kirby Green, executive director, St. Johns River Water Management District. Honorable Catherine Hansen, please forgive me, Lake County Commissioner. Patricia Harden, member of the Friends of the Wekiva. Alan Keene, chairman of the Orange Orlando Expressway Authority at the time. John Land, mayor of Apopka. Charles Lee, vice president, Audubon. Noreen Downs, secretary, District 5, DOT. Gwendolyn Manning, mayor, city of Eustis. Darrell McLean, chairman, Seminole Basin, citizen of Seminole County. John Vanderlei, the honorable mayor of Oakland. Steve Wolfram, a city commissioner of Altamont Springs. Mayor James Yatzik of Mount Dora. Harold Barley of the of the MPO, excuse me. Those individuals forged the agreement, the 17 recommendations that have formulated this beautiful parkway and parkway today, and forged the 17 recommendations of the Parkway and Protection Act for the Wekiva. This is the most environmentally sensitive road ever built in Florida. In addition, yes, it is. But in addition, as my fellow commissioners have said, and the mayor said, this will complete the beltway around Central Florida, and it's so important to the long-term viability and future of this region. We should all be very, very proud. Thank you very much.
we would invite you all to join us as we cut the ribbon just behind us here.